Hello. Okay, so I'm trying to see how well my phone can make a live video. And you see this thing here, and you see this here. So these are the resin pans. And yeah, I'm 5 minutes early. So anyway, let me put on my gloves, safety on my hands, because it'll stain my hands up. I don't watercolor paint with gloves on, so that's not going to make much of a difference, is it? I played around to test to see how to make it. One of the things I saw was using honey, and someone said it made it sticky. So I decided I don't have honey that's don't have crystals in it, so I decided not to do the honey. And I made some last night to test it without the honey, and it worked out good. I've already made some of the different colors, and this is one that the watercolor that I made, and I've already started a little tiny, small watercolor painting. And so let's see here. Now, sketchbox sent me. I might have to buy more if I really like doing this, because this is not going to last. I didn't notice last night that I really needed to shake it. I didn't notice that. But most of those are drying okay. I added water to thin one down to try to get more of it, and that one is not yet dried enough. So no, mystery there. I got a palette knife because it said you need to really grind it, and then I ended up not doing that because I have these little trays to use, and I researched it a little bit, and so in making watercolors, the professional people, they have a special glass grinder thingy and a glass plate, and then after they mix it in this, they put it down on that and they swoosh it back and forth to make sure that all the little crystals of the powder are well mixed. But this is just for my personal thing, and I think that's what they're thinking of there. It's not done the way that somebody personal. I did read where that you need a 1-to-1 ratio. So anyway, I'm hoping that if anybody sees me live, that they'll leave a comment, and I'll try to check that once in a while. It's hard for me to see comments at such a little thing, so I might say hello if I see on there, but right now I don't see anybody. I don't know where to see if anybody's watching. Private group. Yeah, it's a private group. So anyway, so I don't know if anybody else is coming live. Let me see if I can see what time it is. It's not yet 3 o'clock. Almost. Okay, so in researching this, people recommended getting clove oil as a preservative to prevent mold from growing. And because of these powders, it made me think of mica powders, and I got some from Mad Micas. I kind of wish that I'd gotten some from some titanium white, because that one's out in the den, lost somewhere. I don't know where it's at. It's probably buried. It was not with the other colorants Mom looked. I didn't think it would be. So this is supposed to be a lemon yellow. I'm going to start with that one. And I don't know which I use. I got this out of the resin kit. I decided that would be easier to measure. Have a dry spoon and have a wet spoon. This is another one. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put 2 drops, 1, 2, in there of the clove oil. I'm going to shake this up, open it, and pour about the same amount into this spoon. I hope it wasn't more than I needed. But I'm not going to, I'm just going to set this aside. Over here, I've got these sticks, came with the kit as well. I figured this will be a good mixing one. Just to stir this around in there to get it really good and mixed. This might not be the lemon yellow. This might be the sea green. This is the sea green. I thought it was the yellow. That one looks gold. Oh, that's gold. I'm just going to get a little tiny bit using the scoop that came with the sketchbox kit just to make this a little lighter color. I had enough extra resin that I think it would do okay. I don't think I need to add any more because I think I already made the sea green. I don't know how they made the blue. They don't give me a blue. They gave me something called thistle that turns red. And then there's another one. I don't know what it's called, but it kind of had a gray look to it. It didn't have a blue look. So I'm just going to stir this around really good, making sure those crystals can get as absorbed as possible without doing it professionally, because this is not professional way you do it. It's the way Sketchbox is showing us how to do it, but they didn't intend for us to, hey, I can make my colors, let's sell it, kind of thing. Oh, they didn't do that. And so I'm going to go ahead and pour this into one of these little pans. And my little scoop that I chose for that makes the perfect amount. They use 3 scoops of that tiny one. And I'm just needing to use 1 scoop of this one. So, anyway, it's pretty easy. You got your gum Arabic. And that's what that stuff is that they sent me. And you got your mica powders and clove oil. And little pans to get in. And anytime you buy an empty Sketchbox palette, it will have the empty palettes in it. And you buy a palette, it'll have plenty of, I've got plenty of these little things, the empty palettes, put this in. Some came with that, but those are already over there being used, and I had more from this one. In fact, I haven't removed them all from this tray here. Here. This bottom row I made. Actually made 12. One's on top because I only had 11 before. So now I'm going to go ahead and use this one. I'm going to clean this one off a little bit. And yeah, I might as well clean it off because I want that yellow. I'm going to have to wash this towel out really good before I send it to the wash. I wanted leftovers of the yellowy orange color. Yes, orange. I want to make an orange. I don't think, okay, so here this one is supposed to be lemon yellow. And a couple drops of clove oil. And some of this gum Arabic. I got some in my wish list on Amazon for when I can spend next month. Okay, and set this back down. I've got a little palette thing there. Hopefully I don't have enough residual of green on there to make much difference here. And now for the yellow color. I've got another yellow from a mica, from Mad Micas, to do next. But I wanted to do this one first to see what color it would give. It looks like it's more of a butter yellow to me. But this is what came with Sketchbox. These little black, the ones with black lids, all came from Sketchbox. Apparently they didn't fill them as full as they did the first time around. Some people didn't like it, but I really like the idea of making my own watercolor. That's fun. If I could do it properly. And if I ever buy more gum Arabic, I'm also buying a kit that has the thing where you squish it over to make sure it gets all the crystals absorbed. I don't plan to sell colors, but maybe get some more colorants from Mad Micas or another soap making company. I don't see why. I got so many in the den though, but they're kind of out of my reach. They've got Mom has got the den cluttered. There's stuff in the way. So go ahead and get this in there. I am going to set this one aside to make orange next. I'm going to make the yellow in the other one. Or maybe not. Maybe I'll make the yellow in this one. This is about the consistency. You want it to be thick but not runny. Not too runny. Some people can paint directly after making this, from what was said. Some people like to let it all the way dry and then paint. I would prefer to all the way let it dry. Okay, got that one. Cleaning off my little stick. Moving this over. And I'm just going to leave this in here this time. And go ahead and get the one from the mica from Mad Micas. I think you might get a better bang for your buck getting the micas powders from Mad Micas. That'll be a lighter color than the other one. Maybe it won't make maybe it'll make a tinge bit of difference, but not much. And a couple drops of the clove oil. And then some more gum Arabic. Gum Arabic is the binder. It binds the watercolor together. You know, when you have tempera paint for kids, it don't have a binder in it at all. And this paint almost smells like that. And on the video, they didn't tell you 1-to-1 ratio like I found out when I did the research. But with the 1-to-1 ratio, it does. They did say, since they didn't do that, they said you could add another drop. So if I can get another drop from there, no, that's not coming. I might need another drop. You could do. They had you doing that. Boop. One more drop. If it's too thick. I felt it was too thick. I think I need to stir it more because I'm using the micas. I think the powders from Mad Micas are finer, if that makes any sense. And the ones from absorb the liquid a little quicker from the Sketchbox, but they're coarser, it looked like. I might do one more yellow to see if it gets lighter. Different shades of yellow are fun to do. Go ahead and get this poured into here. But I saw powder drop. Okay, so that's okay. It's my watercolors. I know that it might not be perfect because I don't have the tools to get rid of all, to mix it properly. I just have these things that Sketchbox gave us. I enjoy getting brushes and stuff from Sketchbox and their watercolor stuff and their other, sometimes they do the oil paints and pastels and that stuff. I haven't been subscribed long enough to get an oil pastel, but they did send chalk pastel, or what they call soft pastels, which are very powdery, and I don't like, because it makes me sneeze, gets up in my nose. We had to use chalk pastels, or rather soft pastels, when I was in college. And me and my fellow artist roommate at the time, we're friends on Facebook, Tina. Neither one of us liked the soft pastel, the chalk. It bothers our allergies. But anyway, that one didn't make nearly as much. I don't know why. Okay, now I closed that one. I need to close this one. I don't have white. I wish I did. I could drag out a watercolor thing of white and mix with it, but I don't think I'll do that today. Yeah, I would love to make this yellow even paler. Make it a pale yellow. So, there we go. I feel like there was more on that. Feel like I had more powder too, actually. Scrapey that. My room is smelling like clove oil. Powder all over the place. I can get a towel and clean it off later. Just stir it. It needs more stirring. This is about as light as it will go, I think, without having it cleaned. Maybe I just need some white. But see, that's different. Yep, it's a little different. Different enough. It's a good yellow. And I am making a mess, but not a terrible, terrible mess. As much as you expect from doing something in a shallow pan like this. And there we go. I'm going to go for the red next. I'm going to use the Mad Macus Poppy Red that looks kind of pink to me. I did the Thistle last night. It's a dark red. I don't really like it. And the other one didn't look like a blue. It looked kind of gray. So I don't really like those colors. I like to blend it from primary colors. And that was definitely not a primary red. It was a color that someone liked, I guess, for their whatever they were making. And I'm going to clean off my fingers and get this stick wiped down really good. put this in here. I think I did them the wrong direction. Okay, now, this other one. I'm going to set this one aside for now. Clean one. And I'm actually going to wipe this off with my towel. That needs to be washed out. And we're going for this poppy red. I tried to get primary colors. Looking right at it. And didn't see it. I put 3 drops in that time. I just feel like it has more to go around. I'm letting it overflow a little bit because I think that had a little bit more. Add a little bit more. Now let's start gently stirring into here. And this is getting redder than I thought it would. It looked pink. It looked hot pink. White would be really good to make a good pink, hot pink color, I think. But it's supposed to be a poppy red. So I just need to stir and stir. Get all this powder mixed into there. And next we're going to do the lesser amount of yellow and this red poppy to make an orange. But we're going to do it in this other one. And or maybe I'll do it in this one. This doesn't really fill it full, but I can make more ones if I use it up. If I really like the color, I'll probably use more. I'm preserving the yellow for the bearded iris. I changed my mind about which one to put this there. Okay. Let's see. We don't need the green. It looked like yellow, but it was green. Let's see. That one's the gold. This one is the yellow. We're just gonna come get a smidgy of that color. And we're gonna come get a smidgy of this using this other one. Because I didn't want the full amount from, well, that would help if I had the right lid, huh? Yeah, but it would help to have the right lid. I see some comments, but I can't see what you're saying. So, Choice, Aunt Sue, hello. And I'm going to be adding the clove oil next. And then some more guar gum, or guar gum Arabic. I keep calling guar gum. I don't know why. Gum Arabic is what this is called. It is the watercolor binder that we in America use. And then I'm hopefully getting the orange here, because I left that red in there. So you can make another color by going from color to color on the rainbow, I guess. Yep, it's looking orangey. And that might be all I make for today. I might make some more later, but start on a watercolor painting later. Work on this later. Let that green part dry a little. But I use micas from a soap making company called Mad Micas, and I used and I got lots of micas out in the den. If I ever have a chance to hunt for them. And I got titanium white somewhere in the den, but I don't know where it's at exactly. It's in a bag, so it would be probably in the box where we had the supplies to make bath bombs, I would suppose. Or something like that. It's where I imagine it to be. It's in a box out in the den. It's not going to be with the colorants that are in the jars. So I'm going to wipe this down, and then I'm going to do something else before I get off of here. Take my gloves off, and I'm going to pick up my brush and pick this up, and we're first going to go into this one that I just made. Needs a little bit more water. And wipe my hand off. So we're going to come in here and paint. That has a green shimmer to it. But the water's not clear either, is it? And we're going to come back on the top part here. Not on camera. Wipe my brush off on that towel and dip it just a tiny bit into that red because it's still wet. Get the tip of that. Come drag some of here off of there onto the other side. And coming down here. And with the wet brush, I'm just going to come and drag this color down a little and then pull this back up. Pull this color up. Kind of where you can see orangey and pink. Orangey and pink. Because that is the color of my bearded irises outside. I need to get a little darker pink right there, so just a touch. And right here, well, it didn't do much. And I broke the other glass that was like this. Okay, so now I'm going to go into some purple I have over here that didn't dry because I added water to it. And I'm going to come around the edge here. Trying to do it where you can see and where I can see. Not so easy. Just letting those lines go over each other. I had that one up liquidy. Had more water with that one. So maybe not just do a touch and don't add as much water to that. This looks, turns a darker shade of peach and brown when it ages after being in the sun for a while. Now, a little bit more of the purple around the edge. Give it some shading. Bring it down here, tiny little bit there. I don't want to pull it up there. I want to keep the contrast between the petals. And up here, coming down. Wash that really good. Get into this yellow. Now I'm doing near the wet, so it might bleed some. I didn't wait for it to dry. But there it is, my bearded iris. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get off of here and say bye. And I'm glad at least I can see that somebody's online. But because I'm using my cell phone and not the laptop. The laptop doesn't let me see it. So I need to pull the phone out. And see how to finish. I guess is what I push. There's a button here that says finish.